You are about to embark on a journey on the return episode of ZFG Radio.
Hold on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very awesome return of ZFG Radio, the road to Absolution. With us tonight, your host is always the God amongst men, Chris Zero, Liana DeLeon, and the Nightmare Torrance Banks.
The nightmare. The
Oh,
absolute nightmare.
oh boy, we're back.
So, since the last episode, a lot has happened. DRW closed its doors as an eFed forever.
Boo!
Rest in peace, DRW.
And then, not only that, but now we have all joined ACW House of Hardcore. Soon to be renamed ACW House of Zero.
True. Very true.
But, so Torrance, this is your first time not being just a wrestler. You're actually on the board. Let's talk about that. How does it feel, buddy? How does it feel to have the pin?
It feels different, like being on the board and a part timer. Like it feels different. I'm just not used to it. It hasn't kicked in. You know, I still have the itch of a wrestler, but hasn't kicked in yet.
You know, I mean, me and Liana have both had the pins before. We were both former owners of companies, and, now I'm the GM of Rebellion and EWG. Shout out to those guys for doing remarkable things over there. Liana, a lot has happened with you since the last episode.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, Liana DeLeon, formerly known as Joey Barden, now transitioned over fabulously, might I add. Now full on Liana Barden, Liana DeLeon in the eFed world. Tell us, how has the transition worked how has it impacted the eFed side of you?
So, as Chris DeLeon, there was a lot of anger, a lot of animosity, a lot of things like that just came out in my writing. And as Liana DeLeon, and I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. As Liana DeLeon, it's more of I can participate with the men. I can compete against the men. I can show my strong side against the men. I can still be feminine. I can still be the woman that you love to hate. I can still kick your ass, and as far as transitioning goes, it's been crazy to go from being a man to a woman. It's been but it's also been amazing. This is who I am. This is what makes me happy. This is who I was supposed to be all my life, and I firmly believe that. And I am going to get off my soapbox now.
There you go. So, you fully transitioned. Torrance finally has the pin, and DRW has closed its doors. We're not even in May yet. It has been a fantastic year. So, and a lot of people are going to listen to this and they're going to be like, oh, Connor, why'd you finally decide to close the doors? The real answer is nobody cared about written results. Nobody cared. Everyone, and I know two of you in this call right now did it too. You would scroll down just to see who won. No one read the match. No one cared what happened in the match. Torrance would read every once in a while, but I know that sumbitch would scroll down just to see who won. But it took a lot of unnecessary time. And I firmly believe, on the VFed side, it takes me two hours max to do a show. I can live with that. 2 hours out of my day to do a show, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. I'm all right with that. But, Liana, where is the heart and soul of Liana DeLeon? Is it going to be an ACW? Is it an EWG? Where is Liana DeLeon going to finally place her boots and actually have a fantastic run one more time? Or one last time, if that's what you want to do.
I think, well, to answer your question, Liana DeLeon has never had a run. Liana DeLeon has never she stepped foot in the ring in the VFed, and she's been women's champion.
Forever.
But she's never had a career. Yes, in just a minute. So, edit that out. But I think it's time for Liana to have a career. I think it's time for Liana to be set apart from Chris DeLeon. And for those who don't know who I am, to find out just who I am, like Torrance says, game changer. Sign Liana DeLeon, game changer.
You want to talk about characters that have grown in the past 10 years of just me being around. When I first met Torrance was a 2-paragraph, maybe 1-paragraph promo where, there was really nothing to it. He didn't really have a character. I've seen him partner with Knox. I've seen him partner with me. I've seen him partner with the Black Rose Mafia, with the Brotherhood. And, in the last 10 years, Torrance went from a opener curtain jerker to a main event status, former DRW Hall of Famer, and now he's got the pin.
Former.
I mean, he's still a DRW Hall of Famer, but I'm saying, now he's got the pin.
He doesn't have that ring because my daddy took it from him.
But
it's right here.
He grew so much in the last 10 years. And Tyler, too. No one really wants to admit it, but Tyler H grew a lot, too. Tyler H actually has a character away from the carbon copy that is Triple H. Sean Ripper as well. And, I mean, Sean Ripper's my fault. I created that whole character. But, everyone grew so much. But I will say I'm glad that a lot of the cancer is gone. The Mias, Nate's still around. I wouldn't really consider Nate a cancer unless he wants to be, and he knows it. Corbin's really not around a whole lot. TJ retired, and a lot of them left. Knox is retired.
I heard, speaking of Knox, I heard he's doing commentary for promotions now.
Yeah. We've done a few projects together here lately, actually, and he's been doing a lot of content creating for DRW the VFed. So a lot of those guys you see come out there, it's a lot of Knox's work. I got a lot of love for Knox. Let's talk about ACW. So Torrance, ACW, wasn't it? It was supposed to be HWA. That's where we all went this last time.
It was supposed to be HHW.
Yeah, HHW. That's what it was. And then I wake up the next day and we're all in ACW House of Hardcore.
Because
and we got
selling to ACW.
Yeah. And I mean, I've watched some of the talent. I did what I do, and I know Liana's watched some of the talent as well. Besides Liana and I, who do you think on the ACW roster right now can match up to the expertise and the excellence that is Chris Hero and or Liana DeLeon?
Oof.
I didn't say beat because no one's going to beat me or Liana.
Okay. Thank God you didn't.
If I don't promo.
Yeah, you're good at that.
Well, ACW, they have, the House of Hardcore has Tyler. It has David Hill, who I'm going to beat the crap out of at the pay-per-view. And down. Yeah, so far, it's got Tyler, this guy, Johnny Rotten, and some other people, I guess. But so far that I've seen, I haven't seen much. I haven't really seen much about who's going to be able to keep up with the two of you. Obviously, haven't seen much. So we'll just have to wait and see. The pay-per-view's coming up. I just got the date and the site and the city already locked down, ready to go. It's
May
been announced
24th.
May 24th, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, at the Scotiabank Center.
I'd rather wipe my ass with a Canadian flag than go to
Well,
Toronto.
my
You and I
question,
sports in that arena. Quit playing.
my question for you is, what woman is going to step in the ring and be able to compete with DeLeon?
Let's talk
Liana
about that for a second,
DeLeon.
actually. Hold on, let's talk about that for a second. This is
Yeah.
something I need to get off my chest. Women in EFED do not succeed. If they do, it is few and far between.
Yeah.
I have like a handful of names that I can say can succeed as a woman, and this is I'm not going to count you. I'm saying like straight up like day one to now. Pam, Key, Jamie. That's it. Like that's I would like to say Angel or not. Yeah, Angel with Phil, but Phil runs that profile, so technically still a guy doing the promos. So I mean, now we throw you in there, since the transition, and you are now, you've always been a woman, in your soul and your heart. So yeah, we'll throw you in there too. That's four. That's four women to succeed out of the talent pool of men. And we got guys like Knox, Tyler, Dom, Sin, me, Torrance, Rob, Phil, Nate, Dom, Mia. Well, I guess Mia's a woman too now. TJ, the list goes on. Shane, Chris, the list goes on and on and on. Honestly, that's why DRW never really had a really good women's division, because there wasn't any good women.
Well, we also
the good women competed with the men.
Yeah.
So, like, honestly, if ACW wanted my honest opinion for my expertise of running a Fed consistently for almost 10 years, I would say I wouldn't do a women's division. I wouldn't. I just honestly wouldn't. It's not disrespect towards women. It's the fact of I'm not going to waste my time to try to build a division that is non-existent. If the women want to prove that they're just as good as the men, fight the men.
Exactly. Let them step in the ring with the guys. Simple as that. Because of the fact that it's just difficult to start a women's division when you look around.
It is super difficult.
When you see the talent pool that sign up, and it's like, okay, it's like all the dudes that signed up.
And also, I feel for ACW because they just got a lot of good talent. Now you have to ask yourself who's going to stick.
Yeah, who's going to
stick? Because those guys, especially guys like Tyler, I call them a dime a dozen. They come in, they go, oh yeah, I want to be a part. First show happens. If they lose, they leave.
Exactly. It's like you gotta give pushes to the people who who are gonna stick around, who are gonna who want to be a part of the company, who want to help build the company. Like what you did, Connor. You had, when DRW started, you had a core of guys who, through thick and thin, were willing to stay, in the promotion. And it's like
you, Grant, Tyler, and Sean.
Exactly, and it's difficult to find that in most places where it's like, okay, everybody's so out for themselves. Nobody's willing to do something else.
I think it's important to have the women compete against the men. I think it's important. I think it's like, more than Tessa Blanchard, China did it.
Exactly.
Well, Tessa Blanchard was the first women's world champion. Like, I say first women's world. She was the first woman to hold the men's world title.
I've seen someone else do it.
Of a major promotion. No one's ever done. No woman has ever won a major promotions
title.
World title. Yeah, I'm sure on the indies somebody's done it. I think Candace did it, actually.
I was thinking Lucha Underground with what's her name? The chick who broke Rosemary's arm.
Oh my God! What was her Sexy Star? Yeah.
She did
it. That was a major promotion, but
a major televised promotion. Yeah. Tessa do it.
But I guess if you want to say major promotion that still exists, yeah, Tessa was the first. I honestly think Ronda Rousey could have done it too if they would have booked it right.
Yeah.
And made it believable, I guess. Ronda could have done it.
Heck,
But
they could do it with Shayna if they really wanted to. Like they could
Shayna
do it.
Baszler? Seriously? Are you
if
kidding
I
me?
was WWE and I had WWE money, and I know the rumors are around right now that WWE is up for sale to ESPN or Fox. I don't know if any of those rumors are true. That's why I'm calling them rumors right now. But if it's not true, if I had WWE money, I would buy TNA, and the first thing I would do is I'd put Tessa, Shayna, Charlotte, and Becky as the 4 horsewomen.
Absolutely, especially Tessa and Charlotte, because you can't have a 4 horsewoman without a Blanchard or
And a Flair.
Exactly, because it's
And
a Flair. They've known each other for years.
and then at the next WrestleMania main event, it's Charlotte and Tessa. Because if anyone's going to pull a good match out of that manly body of Charlotte's, it's going to be Tessa Blanchard.
That's a dream match in and of itself. And then
Okay, so I just
have
gotta
that,
say, that I've got a more feminine body than Charlotte Flair, and
I'm
that's pretty
saying
bad.
Charlotte Flair is built like the nature boy. All right, there's nothing feminine about her.
There is nothing.
Not
Those-
even that
those
$20,000
boobs
boob job.
Those boobs were paid for.
Oh yeah, watch NXT. And the first time I ever seen her on NXT, she was flat chested. And then I see her like main event WrestleMania, like 2-3 years later, and she's got like knockers the size of Triple H's biceps.
Isn't she like with what's his name?
Andrade. She's with Andrade.
It's Andrade.
Because Dana Brooke is with Batista. Which, that was interesting on Twitter when I was reading that whole thing go down.
I'm like,
because
wait,
Batista's a dirty dog. Like, some of the stuff he was saying to her, I was like, damn, dog, get it. He was like, what did he say? Let me Batista bomb that ass. And I was like, whoa, you can't say that on Twitter.
I remember that. I was dying. Well, that just
So let's talk about the importance of the 3 of us being on this call together. Let's talk about, between the 3 of us, 40 years of EFED experience. Let's talk about.
So at the helm.
Hold on. Let me finish. I was going somewhere. Let's talk about what me and Connor were talking about on the phone before we got Torrance on the phone. Let's talk about absolute nightmare. Let's talk about the coming of the greatness of 3 of the sickest and most intellectual minds in the business. You have Torrance Banks, the nightmare, the man who is in the back writing the script and writing the story. You have Liana DeLeon, who comes from a pedigree of championships with her father as well as her sister. You have a man, the god of wrestling, Chris Zero, a man who has successfully run and sold his own company. You have 3 of the most intelligent people in EFED wrestling coming to your neighborhood, coming to tear down ACW and to make a difference and to make a horror show out of anybody that steps in the ring with any of us. Because when you cross one of us, you cross all of us, because that, my friend, is for life.
And you see, at the helm, you got the best wrestler to ever lace up a pair of boots. You have the 120-time world champion, a multiple-time Hall of Famer, the god amongst men, Chris Hero, and to his left, you put his sister, the daughter of the greatest wrestler ever, Chris DeLeon. You put Liana DeLeon to his left, and you put the best person to match Zero, punch for punch, move for move, night for night, You put the Nightmare Torrance Banks to his right, you put him in a promotion, you give him a goal, you give him the green light, it turns into not a dream, not a fantasy, an absolute nightmare. ACW does not know what it has today. Torrance is in the back. He's in the office with the championship committee.
Yep.
Never did it before. He's there now. Torrance Banks is going to let them know night after night, show after show, dollar after dollar, how much the Absolute Nightmares mean to ACW and how much of a pain in the ass we're going to be. Because they let us play, we're going to make them pay.
Yep, we get paid. And we're going to make money for them while we do it. Apparently, because that's what ACW needs. Like, they want money. It's like they want money. They gotta pay us first. Simple as that.
ACW has hired on the greatest pedigree of wrestling ever. Oh, just alone with Torrance and Zero, and then you add in Liana DeLeon with a pedigree of excellence. The three of us alone are the past, the future, and the present of professional wrestling. That is the real definition of evolution. We aren't a horseman. We are an absolute nightmare. And ACW, sorry about your damn luck.
So let me speak real quick to the women of ACW. I don't know who you are. I don't care who you are. Whether I'm transgender or not, I am still the greatest thing to ever step into ACW. And tonight and every night, I'm going to let you know that I am the most dominant woman in professional wrestling history. Today, tomorrow, tonight. Beefcake that. Put it on a patty, slather it with ketchup, and eat it.
Did you just say beefcake that?
She did. She said beefcake that. Literally.
She said beefcake that.
She did.
I don't know how to feel about that.
I say just go with it.
I mean, I feel like we're going to, but that was
We're gonna have to.
That was a lot. She said beefcake that.
Yeah. Yeah. Beefcake that.
Okay, well, catch us tomorrow for another episode of The Road to Absolution here on ZFG Radio. Thank you for joining us. Good night.